This is the first of regular updates I'll be doing in the lead up to the voice referendum. I'm putting together the comprehensive article on Substack, but the updates in video will be interim. That has a couple of advantages. It feeds people information regularly and it keeps the video short. All right, let's get into this one. So I'll focus on just one part of this Joint Select Committee report. Now, their only job was to look at the legislation that is put in place to enable the referendum to occur and to either recommend it with or without changes or to not recommend it. As you can see, they recommended it. As shown in part in this update, but also in future updates that I'll be doing when you go through this whole report, they do indicate a favouritism towards the yes outcome. And the committee consulted with constitutional experts, you can see they're mentioned 7 times in the report. And while some witnesses raised concerns on legislative effects, witnesses being at the 3 public hearings they held around the country, one was in Cairns, I think, and they also refer to public submissions. Now, the committee's job was obviously to consider possible legal effects of the wording and the changes to the Constitution. That should have simply been no effects, or these are the possible effects, detailing specific instances and giving examples. But rather than do that, they give a wholesale praise that it's going to enhance. And that's what their job was. And relevant to that, to the legislative effects, is paragraph 1.11, where they make reference to the 1999 referendum. This was a sneaky referendum in that they knew pretty much vote for a republic wasn't going to get up. But there were 2 questions, and they didn't care about a no for the republic, but what they were really after was a yes to the preamble. Now, they made it sound as innocent as possible, just a bit of emotion here, in that they wanted to honour Indigenous Australians, same as with the voice, as the first Australians, except not recognised, just honoured. And prior to this upcoming referendum, the government had to print pamphlets highlighting the yes and no campaigns that have been made in representative in these public hearings and in public submissions. I'm pretty sure they've gotten out of it. I haven't looked into this. If anyone else has, let me know. But I'm pretty sure they won't be publishing them. If they do, it won't be anything like what they used to for all the other referendums, because they only want to push the yes, not the no. And this is probably why, because this is a pamphlet from the 1999 referendum, the case of voting no to the preamble. Big, it's got legal problems. And the JSC report quotes constitutional law experts. Well, here's just some legal experts, including former Chief Justice of the High Court. Now, it's his opinion that even the preamble could open the door and have, and I quote, considerable legal force. Now, that's just the preamble. That's not changing any of the clauses, which directly limits and effectively governs what the Parliament can and can't pass. And the second last line there I've underlined in blue, this is the money ball. This is what it's really all about. And back then, the Prime Minister of the day, was it John Howard? When did he get beaten? Yeah, it would have been Howard. He got beaten in 2007. Yeah, he wouldn't mention whether it affected, he refused. It looks like someone's asked him the question and he refused to make mention of Aboriginal custodianship. Now, that's a real red flag. I've got a video coming up on exactly what a lot of people already know. Obviously, the person that wrote this knew exactly what custodianship means. It means the highest authority on the land, in a nutshell, but I'm going to break it all down as to how it fits in from what I've looked at. Now, the votes were dashed back in 1999 because the no vote was higher for the preamble than for the republic. I think it took it by surprise. I think they thought they're going to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. And also, most people know it doesn't have to be a 51-49 majority. It has to be a double majority in all of the states and also in the overall vote. Anyway, they've used the intervening 23 years before they've had another crack at it. And they've got a few more weapons in their arsenal, particularly within the Australian Electoral Commission. There's been a few law changes that might be to their advantage. And in the last 5 years, might have even been more, we've had these little ceremonies where we recognise that we're on Aboriginal land and we pay tribute to the original owners of the land. All of these councils and government and sporting bodies, almost like bending the knee, taking a knee by Colin Kaepernick. So I think they hope that that's conditioned people to, oh, yeah, we do it all the time. Oh, yeah, just vote yes to this. Oh, we've got to try and push back against all that. Here's the committee members for this Joint Select Committee that says it's going to enhance, even though the question and the changes to the Constitution don't detail any specific outcomes. In fact, they make it so that the design of the voice, therefore how it's going to function, you don't get to know that. That's not even done until after the referendum. And apparently giving it a big tick, oh, it's going to enhance. Well, how can these guys know that? Unless they have been told, or they do know, and their idea of enhance isn't enhance for us, but enhance for, well, we know who the most likely candidates are for that. And the chairperson was Labor Senator Anita Green. And here's a unemotional, business-like, forward, an honest question. The late whoever that was. This is the wordset that they use. Described recognition as a gift not to Indigenous Australians, but from them. See, this is how everything's inverted now. It's like, you know, you gift someone $1,000. Here you go, here's $1,000. And they go, no, I've given you the gift of taking it. Now I'm going to go and buy stuff with it. And you now can't buy stuff with it. But you didn't give to me, I gave to you. She's got at the top there an honest question. Then she goes, by the way, it's unquestionable. Well, you can't have an honest question and then say the matter's unquestionable on that matter. Yeah, that just goes to show this kind of consistent and repeatable inversion, contradictions in every single one of these government publications. They all can't be exactly the same time, totally devoid of literacy in English language. She didn't write, I'll guarantee you, she might have perused it and maybe thought, you know, they get staffers to write it, I'll just give them an idea. Staffers don't listen to them and just write this out. And the staffers get it from you know, the people running the show. And she might even they give her, oh, is this okay? And she'll look at it going, I don't know what the hell this is. Oh, what about this? No, we're firm on that. It's got to be an honest question, but then be unquestionable. You can't, okay, you'll get the message, you know. Well, I'm here getting a lot of money for doing nothing. I won't rock that boat. But anyway, that's it for this one. Like I said, I'm going to be doing updates regularly, maybe once a week, as I go through this report and all the other information and other things I hear actually from other people. I'm getting a lot of ideas from other people. Found that the voice video was not that much lower, but it took a while to get going. It might be up to nearly 300 now, but normally I get to 300, 400, even 500, sometimes 33,000 if it's about Lavrov. You get those spikes. Speaking of spikes, I've got a big jump on the one that everyone recommended on Rumble. I'm having trouble uploading to Rumble, by the way, since I got that big. I don't know if it's related or not. But anyway, you did get the jumps, and they're the ones I sort of keep going for. And like I said, I'm happy with the low ones. But I think the voice, it's not a case of, okay, there's, say, 15 different factors, and, okay, it's 8 to 7, all right, I'm going to vote yes, or 8 to 7, no, I'm going to vote. It's like all 15 have to tick all the boxes. As soon as there's one thing out, it's an instant no vote. And one of the comments someone wrote, very informed, across it already, said, it's a land grab. Well, as soon as you read that, you don't need to hear all this other stuff, you know, that I'm going to go through. So I can see how people go, oh, I'm already voting. No, I don't need to hear anymore. It is helpful, though, because some of the information I'm putting out relates to referendums in general and what they're about. But if you're purely, you know, just worried about what your vote's going to be on the voice, I certainly get where you go, oh, it's a voice one, I already know what I'm doing. All right, that's it for this one. I've had troubles uploading, so I've just changed the video slightly, added this at the end. There's nothing here, right?